Hey everyone, so today I want to revisit Spy Hunter. It's one of the first few video games I played, originally in the arcade, and when I finally got my NES, I had to have the home version. So this should be pretty fun. I have right here the original version on the NES, and I went to the Florida Arcade and Pinball Expo and got to play the arcade version again just recently. So I kind of want to compare the two. Also, I picked up Super Spy Hunter on the NES, which I've actually never played before. So I'm kind of excited to try this out, maybe give it a quick review, and finally I'm going to go over a more modern Spy Hunter game. I'm going to go over the PlayStation Vita version of Spy Hunter, which is a 2012 release. You gotta love that theme music. So here we have the NES version. There are only a few different speeds you can go at in the NES version. Pressing up on the D-pad will increase your speed, while pressing down will decrease it. You don't want to go too fast in this game because you won't be able to react fast enough to slow traffic in some situations. Going too slow later in the game can be a problem as well. Enemy cars will catch up to you, so you'll need to adjust your speed according to the situation. In the upper right of the screen is my current score. You'll earn an extra life every 10,000 points. Because of how easy it is to die in this game, especially for a beginner, they give you a certain amount of time where you'll have unlimited lives. This timer is displayed in the lower right of the screen. When it drops to 0, it'll then show you how many lives you have, and you'll just have to rely on the number of lives you've been able to accumulate with your score. Occasionally, there will be a weapons van that you can drive into to receive a limited use weapon upgrade. There are 3 different upgrades: smokescreen, oil slick, and missiles. Missiles are what you'll need to take out the enemy helicopters. This game has many different branching paths that lead to various areas. One of those areas could be the boathouse, which allows your car to transform into a boat. The official Nintendo Player's Guide gives you an example of which paths to take to get you to certain areas, along with other info and various tips. Be sure to avoid hitting non-enemy vehicles if you intend on maximizing your score, as this will temporarily pause your ability to earn points. And this game is all about earning points. The game will continuously loop, there is no end. It's just all about earning as many points as you can, and staying alive as long as you can. I really like this game, and it's a lot of fun, even if there is no end, and just going for a high score in this game can be a blast. Alright, so let's compare this to the arcade version. I recently went to the Florida Arcade and Pinball Expo with my good friend Sarah, and she was able to record some footage of me playing the Spy Hunter arcade game. Last time I played this game before that was probably when I was like 7 years old. Wow, I really forgot how much better the arcade version is over the home version. First of all, it helps a lot to have the vertical orientation of the screen. You can see things coming up ahead much easier this way. I mean, everything's coming from the top down, so it just makes sense. There's also a lot more direct control over the speed of the car due to the analog gas pedal. The game is also a lot more fun to play. With a steering wheel and low-high gear shift, the steering wheel controller has little trigger buttons on the grips for using the special weapon upgrades. It really makes you feel like you're driving a secret agent vehicle. Other than the better feel, look, and sound, the game mechanics are basically the same though. When I was playing the NES version, I really felt like I was playing a near perfect port of the arcade, but after playing this and refreshing my memory, I can see the NES version is as close as you can get with the hardware limitations, but this is so much better. If it didn't take up so much space, I'd probably want one of these machines. Alright, so right off the bat we can see that Super Spy Hunter actually has stages rather than one continuous branching road, and we have a set number of lives right from the beginning. The terrain is definitely pretty interesting. I like how it warns you of turns coming up ahead. I'm also digging the curving road effect. This is really cool. Seems like in this game it pays to take it easy, like slow down a little bit and take your time. Looks like you shoot the weapons vans now for power-ups, which is kind of weird instead of pulling into them. Actually, this whole game kind of feels a bit like a shooter now, with all the flying bullets and just the fact that you destroy the weapons vans to get the power-ups. But it still fits the Spy Hunter theme, so I really like this so far. This is really cool, the road's all destroyed here. And it looks like we have a life bar instead of the one-hit kills that the original game had. The way the road branches off is definitely a lot cooler now too. Oh, that's badass. You just go right off the jump into the boat sequence instead of going through the boathouse. Yeah, the terrain on this is so much nicer, and just the way the whole game plays, I like this one. We got something coming up ahead. Oh, this bridge is like swaying. That kind of confused me for a second. Yeah, here we got 4 lives now. Oh, and there's checkpoints. That's cool. So in the first Spy Hunter, when you'd lose a life, you'd just start right where you left off, but this one uses checkpoints. You also get a lot more lives in this one, too. This is really cool. I like these trucks. It's so unique. There's so many different things going on in this game. I just really like it. They keep it fresh and interesting throughout the whole level. Oh, and it looks like this is a boss. So we have boss battles in this one too. Okay, so I died on the first boss, but I really like this game. This is definitely a game I want to come back to later. I want to get good at it. But now, let's go ahead and check out the 2012 release on the PlayStation Vita. Here we have the mission select screen. I've already progressed a little ways through the game, so I've already unlocked some missions. When you select a mission, it'll give you a briefing on your task. Or we can tap this info icon to see a list of mission goals. The ones we've already completed will have a yellow dot next to them. Completing goals will award you with more credits, which can be used to purchase new weapons or upgrades. So let's go ahead and choose a mission. Now you'll see on the mission loading screen, you'll be able to change your various weapon loadouts. And here is one of the reasons why this game isn't PlayStation TV compatible. You'll need to push this launch button on the screen before each mission. There isn't any other button on the Vita mapped to this. In the lower left is my vehicle health indicator. When that is depleted, your car is destroyed and you'll need to restart the mission. There's no extra lives or anything like that in this. You have basically unlimited cars, but you'll need to restart the mission. In the upper left is my current selected weapon, and the upper right is the total time elapsed. Some missions will have a time limit, while most others will just have a goal time. If you meet it, you'll be awarded with extra credits. In this game, much like previous Spy Hunters, there are many different branching paths, lots of cool weapon upgrades, and you'll be able to transform into a boat or off-road vehicle. The mission goals give you a reason to replay levels. You'll want to earn those extra credits so you can upgrade your vehicle, and as you upgrade your vehicle, those goals will get easier. I also found the trophies in this game pretty fun to shoot for. They add just the right amount of additional challenge. There is also a bit more story in this game, but the way the story unfolds isn't too in your face. Most of the dialogue will happen on your radio as you're driving. This game will have you doing lots of other cool things, like taking out comm towers with your missiles, speeding away out of a tunnel before it fills with toxic gas, or using satellite-controlled missile attacks to clear out a stretch of road before you race your way through it. If you compare this game with other racers on current gaming platforms, it may fall a bit short in some areas, but if you compare it to the Spy Hunter series as a whole, it makes a great addition to the franchise and remains faithful to the series. It also has probably my favorite version of the Peter Gunn theme music. So there's a little bit of the early Spy Hunter and a more recent release. There are some in between that I haven't played, like the arcade sequel, which supports 2 players. It actually had one monitor, but then had a custom bezel that would separate the screen so it looked like it had 2 screens when actually it was just the one. There's also Spy Hunter Pinball and a few more versions on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Overall, it's a great series. I have a lot of fond memories playing the original. After all, it was one of the few games in the arcade that pulled me away from the ticket redemption when I was little. You can find just about all the console versions of this pretty cheap, including the 2012 release on the PlayStation Vita and the 3DS. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you later.